Yo guys, what is going on? Welcome back to another video on the channel. Today guys, what we're going to be doing is a little bit of a tier list for all of the Shapeshifters cards. Yes guys, there's been 2 teams now. There's actually rumored to be a lot more coming. Apparently we're going to have another team and potentially a 4th team. I've heard this recently in the community. If you enjoyed the video today guys, drop a thumbs up. I wanted to wait again to do this until we had another team. Now, for the record, guys, I will be totally real with you. I have not tried out some of the really expensive items in this, obviously, promo team. I don't have as many coins recently as I used to have, and I think a lot of you guys probably can't afford some of the top-tier options, and these players would be Ronaldo, Marcelo, but obviously we know how to really rank them, and we can talk about them based on previous cards. So yeah, if you enjoyed the video today, guys, drop a thumbs up. I'm not going to waste too much time on certain players, but I'm going to go through, kind of explain some decisions, and let me know what you guys agree with. Let me know in your experience, there's been one player you guys really enjoyed. I know it's June, but thought this would be fun to do for content, man, and I was looking forward to doing this, as I always plan out videos for you guys. And yeah, even as we grind the streams and things like that, we're always going to have the content flowing on YouTube, guys, for you guys, man, and trying to stay unique with stuff and doing stuff that's a little bit different. So we'll start off at the top. Now, in terms of this tier list, there's a fun section. Can I change this? Okay, so I'm going to change it from fun to good, guys, because when we talk about cards that are fun, usually they're not great. And then we have a poopy butt section. We're going to go with no way. All right, we're going to go with no way. Poopy, what? Who's making these tier lists, man? Who is making these tier lists? Now, Atal, I would say, is probably in between God tier and good. Now, I want to keep God tier for players that are literally God tier. So I'm going to put Atal in good. I did enjoy my experience with Atal. I still felt like he was missing a couple of things as good as he was with the maxed out pace. And he's got the all 90 stats. I would probably put him, if I could, in the top of the good. We're going to keep the God tier to a couple of players, and that's going to be my criteria here today. Now, I'm going to put Aubameyang in the decent category. I actually really enjoyed using Aubameyang last week. I thought he was very good. Now, I did use him on PS4. I don't know if it would be as good on PS5, but thought the 5-star weak foot was really good. Thought he was a really responsive card for usually what you get with Aubameyang in FIFA recently, which is clunky. He's not been that good since a couple of FIFAs ago. He was really good. And back in the day with the Dortmund cards, he used to be incredible in FIFA. He's not been as good recently. I'm going to put Davies probably just ahead of Atal in the good. I would say you could even argue God tier. I think Davies is a pro player card. I really do. I'm seeing a lot more pros using Davies instead of Atal. I know Atal offers you the weak foot, but something about Davies this year, man, he's just special in game. He really is, and now he has that additional boost all over his card. So I know statistically he's very similar to Atal, and he obviously has the less weak foot. But man, there's just something with Davies this year. There really is. Although, does Davies, I can't remember, but I'm pretty sure he's 4-4. No, he's 4-5. He also has the weak foot. I used him the other week. He's 4-5. He is 4-5. So I knew there's a reason why I was putting him up there. Now, Felipe Anderson, guys, this was a really good SBC card. I'm going to actually put him in the good category. I thought Felipe Anderson is fantastic. You got a 5-star skiller here in Felipe Anderson, guys, that really can play anywhere. And the reason I say that is that he has the additional defending boost at 75. So you can play him as that kind of box-to-box center mid. There's so much to like about Felipe Anderson in this game. The thing is, man, Gerhardt's, guys, I'm going to put him in no way for the time of the year. Now, he was an objective. The problem for me with this card is that with the amount of cheap, accessible fullbacks we have, this card is just not worth it. It's got a lot of dislikes, and it's because he's 4-3. I just think it's a bit generic for the time of the year. My opinion could be wrong, so don't get mad at me because I have not tried that card. Hazard, I'm going to put Hazard, I think, in the... this is a tough one. I think just at the edge of the God tier. Now, I'm going to put Davies in front of him because of this. I know that on new gen, I think his dribbling doesn't feel as good as old gen. And it's so stupid that we play a FIFA that has 2 different gens. I can't even believe that. But I think that on one version, he's a little bit less good. But on old gen, he's insane. Really crazy card, right? 5-star, 4-star with a Hazard. Sick card. I think he's a lefty. I loved him when I used him the other week. Bellerin, I'm going to put in the below average, I'm going to put him in below average. I think below average. I used him. I liked him. He was okay, but I think if you're saying that, unless you love someone this time of the year because of how crazy every card is, I'm going to put him in the slightly below average. Really affordable option, though, if you're running a cheap team. Super usable. I just think he's still going to be a bit below average for me. Guys, Kalulu, I really don't have a take on, so I think because of the stats, I'm going to put him in the decent category. I mean, there's no way a card with those stats is going to play anywhere less than decent. So I would say decent to good probably for him. And I would say the same thing for Mukiele. I think Mukiele with the same stats pretty much would get the nod there for me to be in that category as well. Those center backs, you could probably even argue that those center backs are in good. We could put them there for now if you want. I'm more comfortable kind of keeping them in good and decent. You guys got to remember that decent is still a good player in the game, man. Decent is still a player that, you know, you're going to want to go ahead and potentially use. Next up, we have Messi. Now, Messi, guys, is a 1,000,000% going in God tier, okay? Messi belongs in God tier. Messi is crazy. This is a 5-star skill Messi. It's crazy, right? Because we know how Messi dribbles in game already, and so to have him have the 5-star skills is absolutely incredible, man. So Messi's going up to God tier. I actually tried him for one game. I played on a viewer's account for one game. Didn't play more, but it's all you need to know. The way he dribbles in this game, I mean, that card is sick, man. So having the 5-star skills is amazing. We've got Objective Pepe, who I would also probably put in decent. I know a lot of people do like him. 4-star, 4-star. So I'd probably also put him in decent. I think it was an objective that if you were an Arsenal fan, you had to get. And it was an objective that if you were kind of like a general player on FIFA, you looked at it, you're like, okay, that card's okay. Nothing too special, but I'll put him in decent. Son, I think, is going to be with the 5-5 up here as well in the God tier. Son is Ronaldo, man. I mean, Son, the thing is, his previous card, a lot of people didn't like, but now that he's 5-5, and usually you can tell how good a card is by their ability to maintain a market value. He was under 3 mil, and he's really actually gone up, which is kind of crazy. For a card of that price to rise out of packs is pretty crazy. So 3.3 mil, 5-star, 5-star. I really enjoyed him. I think he'd be slightly better on new gen than old gen, but still God tier on both versions. Spinazzola, I'm going to also put him in the good category. 5-star skills, 99 pace, great center mid. I really like this card. I think this card was awesome. I used him. I liked him. St. Juste, I'd probably put him below average. A cheaper option, but just weird, man. I kind of used him a couple of times. I think a lot of people might have different experience than me, but I just did not like... I didn't like him. I just didn't like him. I was expecting way more out of him in game, and I just didn't get what I expected. So I know that he was cheap, but when you look at his stats, you look at the 99 pace, you expect more. Didn't really love him. Carrasco, I am going to put in the bare edge of the decent category, guys. It's even potentially below average. Like, for the SBC price that I had paid for him, I expected so much more out of him. I don't know if you guys have had a different experience with Carrasco than I have had, but I was just, I was expecting way more. And what I got out of him was not what I expected. So, yeah, a little disappointed with him there. And if I could get my coins back, I would, because I spent like 400K from scratch to do the card for content. Everton, guys, I think is going to be I'm going to say below average, and here's why. As fun of, and I haven't used him, so just for the heads up, as fun of a card as he looks like, the issue with Everton, in my opinion, even though he's 5'4", is that you still have to deal with the low reactions, and for me, this is really low attack positioning for the time of the year. Now, the finishing you can get away with because the shot power is high, but I just feel like that attacking AI is you're going to notice it, and that's not great. So, not a huge fan of that. Silver, I'm going to say no way. Guerrero, I think, is good. Guerrero is good. I like this card. I did this SBC. I felt like he was very solid. I liked his dribbling a lot. Very nice card. So if you did that SBC, GG's. I think Robertson probably is going to go in the decent category as well. I'll put him in there. I'm happy doing that. I think you can't argue differently. He's got 4-star, 4-star, I believe, and he's got high. I think the problem a little bit with Robbo, you could argue, is that maybe dribbling isn't as good as you want, but other than that, pretty good card. I haven't used him. But you can just look at the stats and know. Thuram, I have no knowledge about Thuram. I have not even seen one person using Thuram. He was an SBC card that was 200K. A lot of dislikes. 4-star skills and a 5-star weak foot. But 6'4", I mean, I'm going to probably put him in the high of below average. I don't know, man. Again, I can't really comment on this, so maybe we should be doing like a tier that says no comment. But I would put him in below average. I think... You know what, guys? Arnautovic was definitely decent. I would even put him in almost good. I mean, for this price, he was actually really good. I used him as a pair on Friday with Chiellini, and I loved him, man. I mean, you even look at the stats, like, that's a great card. Medium high and 6'4". High and average body type. He's got great stats all around the place. Like, it's just league and nationality that's making him that cheap. But it was a really solid card. I'm going to put Arnautovic in good, man. I really liked him. I really liked him. I'm put him in good. Daily Blind, I'm going no way. Corona is definitely going to be good. Tecatito is definitely in there. 5-star, 5-star for him. One of the most versatile players in this game. Center mid, left mid, right mid, striker. You can use him wherever the hell you want, man. And the nice part is you can give him the chem style of whatever the hell you want. So this is one of those cards that is just kind of a god in game because you can play him wherever you want. So great card for the price at 240K. Crazy how the market at this time of the year allows you to use such a great card like that. It really is sick. Elshar, I'm going to put in the higher tier of good. I did think he was God tier, man. Last year he was God tier. This year I felt like he was missing a little bit of the reactions. Just a little bit more of that Elshar feel, but very good in game. Not as responsive as I'd hoped, but still really good. Really jammy and really effective in the box. Emerson, the objective looks really decent. 4-star, 4-star for him. A really nice card if you're going ahead and grinding that. Jack Grealish, I would probably put at the bare edge of decent. I might put him in the below average tier. I'll probably put him at the bare edge of decent, guys. The issue for me with Grealish was just reactions, man. I used him in high tier weekend league. He just was missing something, man, but he was still very solid. Decent is what we're going to say for Grealish. I mean, you got to consider price with a lot of these too. I know that I've put some of the other options down here. And guys, don't use this video to get butthurt. I don't know, man. If somebody's in your team and you're like, oh, this guy said, this guy is bad. He's waffling. Don't be that guy, man. I'm sorry, man. I'm not trying to offend you. Pereira, I am going to actually put Pereira in good, guys. Pereira was sick when I had used him. I loved him. I thought he was so good for the price. Nice spelling there. Oh my God, I can't spell. But yes, this card for the price was absolutely incredible, man. He's held his value all week. I bought him on Friday, I think, at like 150K. I mean, he's same price in this market. Is crazy. And the nice part is, with the 5-star skills, you can move him in the middle, right? You can play him in the middle, and everything can work out for you there. I mean, I think, again, the nice part with Shapeshifters, some of these cards are very versatile, and I think Pereira can offer you that as well. So I would put him in good. Considering the price, you might even put him God tier. I think Ramos is going to also be in the higher tier of good. Ramos is 5-star, 4-star. I just used him today. He was really solid for box-to-box. Still, there's still midfielders that I would prefer over him, but very fun experience to use Ramos. Just generally, it's so fun to use a responsive Ramos card that's sick in game. Silas, I thought was decent. I thought he was decent. I didn't love him. I didn't think he was bad. I think he was decent. I used him on Friday. I think Tierney, guys, will definitely go in decent as well. The reason I would put Tierney in decent is that I feel like at this time of the year, you actually get in a little bit of trouble for using smaller center backs at 5'10". You need kind of 6'1", 6'2 plus. Because some of these attackers now with their physical upgrades are just running through defenders. So that would be my problem with Tierney, as good as his physical is. Lower strength and lower height in game, but still really nice other stats to compensate. Teemo Warner, guys, I might just be ready to put in God tier. I used him yesterday. I thought he was like the best player in my team, and I had Pepe in my team. He was crazy. His attacking AI was God tier. All right, his left stick was sick. His pace was sick. His responsiveness, his shooting, everything on the card was sick. So I'm going to put him in God tier. I'm going to put him in God tier. And the last two are going in God tier. We've got the last two also going in God tier, guys. We've got Marcelo and Cristiano Ronaldo. We'll do no order in God tier, but Marcelo and Ronaldo, incredible cards, man. And not even cards that I can anywhere close to afford. Ronaldo, 9.9 mil on this damn game. It's incredible. Even on Xbox, he's 7.9. On PC, he's 11 mil. Probably one of the craziest Ronaldo cards we've ever had because of the balance boost. If you look at the team of the season, look at how much, like, even better the card is compared to the team of the season. Not to mention that Ronaldo has 5-star, 4-star, same as always. But he's got 10 balance, 2 on a lot of the other dribbling stats, and then you got... The thing with Ronaldo is that people have a problem with the balance and the pace, and that this card takes care of all of those issues. So, should be just a crazy card. Sad people paying that much money for him in this time of the year. And then Marcelo, 5'5". Where do you even play this Marcelo? Cam, probably. But I would love to play Marcelo at striker. I think it'd be so much fun to use this Marcelo at striker. So, yeah, that's what our list is going to be. I mean, I feel like, for me, if you're going to go with, like, a top 5, it's probably going to be Marcelo, Ronaldo, like most meta, no order, but Marcelo, Messi, Son, Ronaldo, Davies. I think those are the top. You know, you could even say Atal is up here too. You could even say Ramos is up there. I feel good about the good tier. I feel decent about the decent tier. I feel good. I was on a roll there, but I feel good about the below average tier. And these guys, these three for me are no way. I mean, I could see you using one of these 4. Yes, they're below average, but you can use them. And yeah, that was a lot of fun, man. So it's actually nice to see how spaced out the promo is. And it's nice to see how many good and God tier cards we have. I really think, like, these cards are all good. Nice. All right, guys. Thanks for watching the video. Let me know what you guys think, man. How do we do? How do we do here? I don't know. I think we did good. I think we did well. We'll say we did well. Thanks for watching, guys. Peace.